to a short presentation made in Prezi about using Prezi to give presentations. This has been done with 3 mini presentations all in the same slide. In Prezi we don't have slides like you might find in PowerPoint, we have frames. These are the frames. Each frame has a different mini presentation, and at the end you can decide which one you think was most effective and why. Number 1, number 2 or number 3. So, are you ready for presentation number 1? Well, here goes. Good afternoon, everybody. So, you want to make an amazing presentation? Of course you do. You want your audience to listen and you want to have something interesting to say. So, the first steps when you're creating a presentation are to think about what you're going to present. This may seem obvious, but you have to have very clear ideas. Sometimes it's hard to know where to start. So a good idea might be to ask a friend for help or to bounce your ideas off another person. You can find good sources of information in podcasts or sites like the TED Talks site here. Okay, thank you. That was the end of presentation 1. Are you ready for presentation 2? Here goes. So you want to make a presentation and you want it to be really interesting. So you have to have a good idea. You have to know what you're talking about. And sometimes that's not so clear. Sometimes you don't know where to start. So you could ask a friend for help, or you could go to good sources of information like podcasts or sites like the TED Talks site, which is particularly good both as a model for presentations and for the fact that TED was born with the idea of having one idea that you want to share around the world. Of course, if you want your idea to be clear to other people, it's a good idea to share it with a friend or to rehearse in advance. So try your ideas out on a friend. And good luck to you. End of presentation 2. Are you ready for presentation 3? Well, here goes. So, you want to make a presentation, but you're not quite sure how to do it. What you have to remember is that the most important thing in your presentation is the content, what you have to say. Sometimes you're not so sure how to start, so why don't you ask a friend? Your friend tells you you need an idea, and you need to have one idea which is really clear, or maybe 2, depending on how long your presentation is. But in any case, the idea or the information is fundamental. Your content is what you want to share with your audience, not how nervous you're feeling, and not frames or slides full of text that will send them to sleep. So, where can you go to get a good idea? Well, follow the footsteps. And here you will find various interesting sites. The TED Talk is particularly suitable both as a model for inspiring talks, because the original idea of TED was to have one idea you wanted to share with everybody else, and that's often how it happens. And also as a model for how to speak, as the TED Talkers are extremely professional presenters. To end with a picture, just remember that in your presentations, an image is worth 1,000 words. Don't fill your frames or your slides with texts. Thank you. That's the end of the 3rd presentation. So now it's up to you. Which one did you like best? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? And why? Thank you for listening.